friends, Jill Ortiz here in the Empowered Fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. Today I'm here with your Motivation Tuesday pep talk. And for those of you who've been here for a while, you know that we usually do Motivation Monday pep talks. But yesterday I had some travel troubles. I was the only canceled flight out of Dallas going anywhere. Everybody else was going somewhere, even if they were delayed. My flight got canceled. So instead of coming home, I went to Baltimore and then home. So we had 2 3-hour flights instead of one yesterday and a delay getting home. So I didn't get a chance to do much of anything yesterday. And I didn't have internet all weekend. I was setting up my friend in her new apartment and we didn't have internet. It was pretty bad reception. So anyways, I'm here today on Tuesday, May 27th, in my Empowered Fitness community for women over 40 with your motivation, because that's the one thing that many of you tell me you struggle with. Now, I also want to mention that if you are sitting in my inbox, you just came in, you're waiting for me to respond to you, I'm going to get to that next after this video. So if you just hopped in the group, welcome. We do Motivation Monday generally, and we do Q&A Wednesdays. So you'll see me tomorrow answering lots of questions about fat loss and workouts and nutrition and menopause and all the things, getting you past the plateau. I also want to just mention that you are absolutely welcome to try 2 things. And I'm going to tell you how they work into my motivation talk today. I spin it different every week. But one is my 5-day menopause makeover. Many of you have already seen me invite you to that. If you have not done it, if you signed up for it and you never started it, let me know. We'll restart you because you only get access for a week when you do start it. But if you want to get started with that, it's amazing. It's 5 days, 5 workouts. They're 15 minutes. And then there's a mastery lesson each day on stress, nutrition, fitness, sleep, and HRT supplementation on the last day. And it is so much amazing information, and it's only $5 that I think everybody should go through it at least once. But it's a great way to start your journey, especially if you pair it with my 5-day Kickstart Cleanse meal plan, which will help you lose at least 5 pounds in 5 days. So an amazing pairing. I encourage you to sign up for that. And then the other option is if you want to book a game plan call with me, then it's a free call with me, and we're going to discuss your goals. We're going to discuss what's keeping you from achieving them and discuss a plan of action so that you start getting to them. And so it's a great way for us to get to know one another and figure out what your right plan is. And if it's with me, fantastic. If it's not, I totally understand. Not everybody's going to work with me. But anyway, so today, my Motivation Monday speech was inspired by my spin instructor. So I have not done a spin class on my bike. My bike is over here. This is my gym. There's my weight bench. My bike's over there. Here's my water. I will be drinking this. All of it very soon. And so I haven't done a class in a while on my bike. I've been watching TV or catching up on work or, doing other things. But today I decided to choose a class, and I did a 30-minute spin class with an amazing instructor who always inspires me with her words during the workout and really pushes me. And her name is Jenny Houchin. And it wasn't until towards the end of the workout that Jenny started talking about macro goals, right? And a lot of us have heard of macronutrients in terms of the nutrition where you're tracking your calories, and then the 3 macronutrients. All of our food is broken down into only 3 things. It's carbs, proteins, and fats. And so our macro goal is that big goal, that big thing we want to achieve. When I say, what do you want to achieve in the next 3 to 6 months or in a year? That's the big goal that you're thinking of, right? But it's really hard to go from 0 to big goal and achieve a big goal like that. And so what we also need, and what Jenny mentioned, was micro goals. And so, we had this goal of doing this 30-minute spin class, but we broke it up into little sections. And they were each little interval sections of about 4.5 to 5 minutes. And we could do this really hard thing to achieve this goal for 4 or 5 minutes. And what happens at the end is that we've burned all these calories and we've finished our 30-minute class and we've achieved our calorie burning goal or whatever it is, but it happened in little manageable chunks. And so that's the idea of having micro goals, are the small little things that you want to achieve along the way. And if you just focus not on the macro goal, but on the micro goals, then guess what happens? You reach your macro goal by achieving the small things along the way. And that's what I do with my clients, is they might say, I want to drop 30 pounds, but we're just looking at it chunk by chunk. And what happens is it makes it easier because it keeps us engaged, right? For a micro goal. So my micro goal for this week is to shed fat. So for this week only, I'm dropping my calories a bit. I'm going to push really hard in my strength training. I'm going to add my cardio, which means that I did my bike already. And after my shower, I got back in workout clothes so that I feel inspired later to maybe go for a walk. And so I'm upping that cardio activity, lowering calories, pushing in my strength so that when I hop on a cruise ship on Monday, I feel more confident than I do today. Right? It's a 1 week micro goal. And then when I get back from that cruise, I might be looking to achieve another micro goal with probably my Kickstart cleanse, right? And doing something that I know will take off any extra pounds, will get me back to, not vacation mode. Sometimes things are funky when you're on vacation, you're eating other people's food. They lace it with fat and salt and sugar, and and you maybe drink a little bit of alcohol. And so if we take things, in smaller pieces, they're more manageable. It's more fun to be on something for a week or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And so we have to be focused on these micro goals in order to achieve the macro goal. And guess what? It's so much more fun to achieve micro goals than to be a little bit clueless of how to get to the macro goal. So we up our motivation by having these little micro goals. So even today, I have in front of me my notes with Becky, one of my clients, and she, I don't know to date, but last time we spoke, we had a meeting. She had lost 10 pounds, and then she was really working on strength training, and then she got pneumonia and bronchitis and all kinds of sickness. And so I said to her, she said, so what's next? I said, well, what's our goal right now? Is it to continue to build muscle, or do you want to see a little weight loss? And she said, I want to see some weight loss. And that's how we chose our next 4-week program for Becky. And that's how we chose where we're going to set her macros, because she's following macros. And we set a little goal, and I said, I think in the next 4 weeks, you could lose 5 to 10 pounds. And she said, sounds great, right? And so now we have a new plan, and that's exciting. And she's got me, and I've got her back, and we've got a goal, and we're going to be starting June 1st. We've got a big push in our Empowered Fitness community for a challenge for June for accountability and showing up and being our best. And another part of that Jenny talked about today that I really loved was she kept talking about bringing your front row energy. Now, this is something I absolutely related to. She was talking about, when you're in a spin class, you've got rows of bikes, right? And you know that the people who choose the front row bikes are like the most serious. I always want the front row, right? You're the most serious. You want to be there right next to the instructor. You want to feel their energy. You want to be seen by other people. And then you've got your back row people who are trying to hide. And they don't want to be in the front because what if they decide that they want to slack off in the middle of the class? They don't want anybody to see that, right? And so Jenny was saying, no, I want you right now to bring your front row energy, right? Because those people want to be the example and they're always showing up. And right now I have a challenge going on and I've got my front row energy people. I can name them for you. Alita and Beverly and Peggy and Phyllis and Sarah and what was my last one? I apologize. Hold on. I had everybody in my head. Laura, right? And so these 6 have been their front runners, leaders, every week for the last 3 weeks. They are bringing the front row energy, and I guarantee you they're getting the best results. They're also winning Amazon gift cards from me. Beverly, Phyllis, and Peggy all won an Amazon gift card in the last 3 weeks. And so this is what I want you to do is I want you to say to yourself, do I want to be a back row energy person or do I want to bring my front row energy this month or this week for this challenge? Sign up for the Menopause Makeover. Bring your front row energy. Sign up for a call with me. I'll bring my front row energy, I promise. And let's own this journey and make that commitment for the month, for the week, for the day, for each activity that you do. Decide that you are going to commit to bring your front row energy, okay? Because that's how you're going to get the farthest. And I also think that you should be bringing your front row energy with other people who are front rowers, right? So we want to bring the whole class forward. You know, I've been in spin classes where, you know, we all filter in and kind of take our bikes, and then you got like 3 people in the back and people in the front, and the instructor says, you know, if you're in the back, just come up closer. Let's fill in the front rows, right? I don't want to be yelling to the back if there's only 2 of you back there and everybody else up front. And it's bringing the energy together because we do feed off each other and learn from each other and grow together stronger. So number 1, focus on your micro goals. And number 2, bring your front row energy and connect, okay? So connect with me in some way this week. Either schedule a call, sign up for the Menopause Makeover, start the Kickstart Cleanse, and let's get you moving in the right direction. If you just keep sitting in the back row or you don't even show up to the class, you ain't getting nowhere, all right? So I will see you all tomorrow for your Q&A Wednesday, noon Eastern, in the group. And otherwise, I want you to comment below. If you're on YouTube, you can comment there. I want you to comment with, you know, what's your macro goal and what's your micro goal. And if you don't have a micro goal, then let me know that you booked a call and what you're signing up for. Are you bringing your front row energy? Okay? Comment below. All right? Bye.